Right, so if you're sick of all of these videos about how to make money, about how to manifest money, all of the fast-paced edits and the confusion that you feel at the end of it because you still don't know what to do, this video is the solution, or at least that's what I've intended. I'm in a field, there's no music here, hopefully you can hear the sounds of the birds, and my presentation here is literally held together by sellotape and bamboo sticks. So if you pay attention, I am hoping that you're going to get some immense value out of this. I'm going to share literally everything that I know about manifesting money, if you want to call it that, or making money, if you want to call it that. And it's really simple. And I'm going to walk you through it all here. And this is how I've been doing it for the last few years, primarily on the internet. So my income is online. And mostly what I do is just make videos and help people. So I'm going to give you the knowledge and the tools to help you to do this for yourself. And if you just take action on some of these things, it's kind of hard not to succeed. So with that in mind, the first thing I have written here on my presentation is it's all just help. Making money happens when you help people. If you think of the supermarket, they make money because they help you to not die by selling you food. If you don't want to smell, a soap company gives you soap to help you to not smell. If you need help with your mental health, a coach or a therapist will help you with that. They'll help you to help yourself. And fundamentally, this is what underpins anyone's ability to manifest money, to make money, is your ability to help. And that is what business is. Business is a fancy word for helping people. It's really that simple. And a caveat here is when you're helping people, in order to have it be a business, the people that you're helping have to be willing to pay for the help. So, of course, you can help lots of people for free and they won't necessarily be paying you. And that's fine and that's wonderful. And, you know, we want to find a balance of helping people for free, but then also helping people in exchange for money so that we can continue helping people. It's the whole point of business is just to help people. So that's the first thing out of the way. Now, the next thing we need to look at is how do we help people? And this is a really difficult answer to come up with for most people, because maybe you've got a bunch of different interests. Maybe you think you don't have any value proposition to help people. And in most cases, that's a load of baloney. Like, everybody has some help to offer to somebody. Now, I'm not going to go too in depth on how to figure that out, but a starting point is to just have a look back at your own history, your own existence in this life so far. And what are some ways that you've helped people in the past, be it through a job or be it through, you know, conversations you're having with friends, this type of thing. Because that's a good starting point as to how you can help people, which is, you know, the natural first step of manifesting money. So we want to come up with a way that we can help people. And in order to do that, as well as reflecting on how you help people, you want to consider who do you help, because that's going to make a big impact as it relates to the rest of what I'm going to talk about here shortly. But fundamentally, once you understand how you help somebody, it's a lot easier to manifest money, because then it's just a matter of helping the people and then they'll give you the money. Now, if you want an in-depth guide on how to figure out what your unique offer to the world is, I could talk about it here for hours, but I actually made a free course on it, which is in the description of this video. So I'm just going to ask you, if you want help with that specific thing, just take that free course, and that will give you everything that you need to know to create an offer, to create your unique mechanism for helping people. And there's a workbook in that course as well. And that's literally what I use to come up with my offers. So you can use that for free, and that will help you with this stage. So once you've figured out how to help people, the next thing that you need to do, and this is actually so simple. Helping people business, it is so simple. All you need are two things. You need this, you need the how, and then you need this. PYOT. It stands for put yourself out there. Literally, once you know how you're helping people, the only thing you have to do is inform the people of this earth that you can help them. And this is the thing that I think held me back for a long time. So I used to watch those videos about how to make, X amount of money in X amount of days, and it's so easy and it's simple and instantly manifest. And by the end of it, I would have the sad realization that I was going to have to actually do something. I was going to have to take action. I was going to have to put myself out there, and I was going to have to risk failing. And I desperately wanted a way to make money that didn't involve me putting myself out there. And what I've realized is that it actually just doesn't exist. And so when I would be looking at YouTube and seeing like all of these new videos coming out, how to make this much money, I would be thinking, oh, maybe this is the one where I actually don't have to, risk my reputation or risk failing or, actually have to get up and do something. So I hate to break it to you if you're stuck on this part like I was, but you're going to have to put yourself out there. And this is effectively what creates attention for the way that you help people, okay? So you can't help people if people don't know you can help them. A supermarket helps people because people drive by it and they see the name of the market and they see the pictures of the broccoli and the carrots and the sourdough bread outside on the window. And that's how people know, because they put themselves out there. Now, as a human, as opposed to a supermarket, the way you put yourself out there is through speaking to people in real life. It's through speaking to people on the internet, like I'm doing here. And sometimes you speak to people and they don't want your help. They don't need your help. And that can be like a huge deterrent for people. But that's just part of the game. When I was doing door-to-door sales, we would knock on 100 doors and maybe, 30 of them didn't answer. Maybe the rest of them did answer, but they didn't want what we were selling, or maybe one of them wanted what we were selling. And the truth is, in order to get the person that wants what you're selling, you have to get everyone else to tell you to flip off, basically. So putting yourself out there, it's tough and it's embarrassing sometimes if that's how you're so inclined. I'm not going to lie, like for a long time, putting myself out there was embarrassing for me. I've been doing it for a long time now, but fundamentally, if you can do this, you will get attention, you'll get traffic. It serves as your marketing and it creates awareness for you, your offer, the way that you help people. And the beauty of putting yourself out there in this modern age is that you can put yourself out there, as in me. Like I'm putting myself out here as David. So my name is David, and I have what's called a personal brand here on the internet, and I have actually different offers. So I've got different offers today than I had last year, and I've got multiple different offers today, in fact, because I have a couple of different ways that I help people. And that's the beauty of the personal brand, is that you can diversify the way in which you help people. And when you put yourself out there, not only are you putting out your offers, but you're also just putting out your general free help. So I make videos on all sorts of things, and lots of different people get different value from those different videos. And then a percentage of them actually hire me to work with them. And that's the beauty of putting yourself out there, is that you get this awareness captured and you're helping people anyway, just because that's what you do when you're a person that shows up and provides value to the world, be it through your conversations or through content. And you're also learning more and developing as a person. And then when you figure out a new how, again, like with that workbook, you can do that today and you can do it in 6 months from now. You'll probably get 2 different hows, like 2 different offers of how you're going to help people. And that's the beauty of putting yourself out there. It's that you can continually evolve, and that will naturally result in more money and more different revenue streams and more value for the people that you're serving. And it's just fun. It's just really nice helping people. And those are the 2 most important things. And at the same time, even if you have these both dialed in, you might run into a major pitfall. And honestly, I've fallen into this. I probably do fall into it still today, in fact. And I think we always fall into a pitfall. It might just be a different pitfall because we're always encountering new problems. And that's what makes this whole life thing a big adventure, because you're never finished. And there's always something to learn from somebody. And by virtue of that, it means there's always help needed and there's always help to be given. But SP here, it doesn't refer to a specific person, as a lot of manifestation people talk about manifesting your SP. It's more so, it's boring. It stands for sales process. I put it just there because I didn't want you to see it at the beginning and be like, oh, sales process, I don't like that. Well, I didn't like it either for a long time. And what I learned is that a sales process is what breaks or makes your manifestation, your making money process. So basically what this refers to is how you turn these people that you put yourself out there to, how do you turn them into customers that you help with your offer? And there's so many things that can go wrong here. And if any of them go wrong, you're screwed. So as an example, I used to upload videos and I just put a link in the description of the videos. You can book a free, or not, it wasn't free, it was a paid consultation, mentorship chat with me, basically. There was no specific intention behind it. It was just, if you wanted to talk to me, you could talk to me. And it didn't work very well because my sales process was bad, basically. And my offer was bad. And so the way that I helped was not very effective because I didn't really know how I was helping people. People didn't know how I was helping them. And so the messaging was bad. So the content that I was making didn't really serve much of a purpose beyond just entertaining people or whatever. And so the sales process was totally discombobulated because people just didn't know what to expect. And the issue with that is that there's no clarity, and it's hard to manifest things without clarity. A lot of people like to run around like a headless chicken saying that they're this, they're that, and they're this as well. And that's fine. I am many things. But when it comes to actually, figuring out how to effectively help people in a way that makes money, it's important to have an element of precision for the different ways that we help people. So just as an example, something that I did to drastically shift my income with those consultations was, instead of just doing book a call with me, I changed it to a program, a coaching experience where you could embark on maybe a 4-week or a 12-week coaching experience with me, where I would share, my knowledge, and I would share resources with you. And I had a deadline for it so that we knew when we were starting and we knew we were ending. And pretty much overnight, that made me, that one change made me more money than I had ever made before with all of the one-off calls that I was doing. And it's just because I focused in on the offer, I focused in on who I was helping with the offer, and I put myself out there. I told people about it. I said, guys, look, we have this experience coming up. If you want to join us, come along. And then the sales process worked a lot better. So that is how you kind of fix the problems within your business. But you got to try these things and then figure out what's working and what's not working by failing a few times. And that's fine. Like, you're always going to fail. So that is just something that really needs to be dialed in. And it takes a combination of knowledge, and it takes a combination of just experience and doing the thing and realizing what's working. Now, the whole thing is, it's really simple. For me, it's just me doing this. I don't have any employees or anything like that. I used to hire people to do different bits and bobs that I couldn't do or didn't want to do. But it was actually overcomplicating my own existence because managing someone actually would take more energy than just doing the thing. Or maybe the thing that they were doing wasn't really worth the money. So I valued my time and peace of mind even more so. And so at this point in time, it's just me, and then I have a coach, a mentor. And the reason I have him is because I want to learn from someone that has different perspectives and that has different ideas and can look at my whole system and tell me what they think could be improved. So I'm always learning from people that know different things, that maybe they know more, maybe they just know a different angle. And it's been really valuable for me to have that. So pretty much it's just me. And then I have my guy who keeps me accountable, points me in the right direction and stuff like that. And I think ultimately what you got to realize about this whole manifestation thing is it's all about planting seeds. And the thing about seeds is that just because you plant a seed does not mean that it is going to bloom or blossom. Like, some seeds just don't grow. And it could be because the way that you help isn't actually needed. Maybe people just don't need your help. It could be that your offer is not effective. And no matter how much effort you put into advertising yourself or your sales process, if the environment is not good, if it's not supportive of growth for the seed, it's not going to grow. If it doesn't rain, if it's not watered, if there's not enough light, if it's too cold, it's not going to work. And you cannot make something work that is just fundamentally doomed. Some seeds just don't work. And then, they decompose and go back to the earth. Sometimes your idea, it's just not going to work. It's never going to make it. In which case, just let it go, learn the lessons, integrate the lesson, and then come back to this first step, figuring out how can I help people. So you can have all of the willingness and all of the desire and all of the visualization, but fundamentally, if the environment is not suitable, you're never going to get a beautiful tree with apples and rabbits, and I think that's a dog, and a bird's nest and birds flying overhead. You have to have the correct environment, the correct ecosystem in order for this to work effectively. And if it is not blossoming, if it's not blooming, then you need to look at this stuff. You need to look at your sales process. You need to look at the advertising. You need to look at your offer. And maybe fundamentally, you just need to look at, maybe people don't want my help in this department. And even when you do have this looking beautiful, Apples are going to fall, branches are going to rot, some of the birds in that nest might die. And that's part of life. It's natural. That happens in nature all the time. Yet when we have a bad day, or we have a bad month in our business, or we seem to think that everything's failing, we just say, oh, it's done. That's what life does. Stuff dies. Stuff comes back to life in different forms. And fundamentally, that is how you manifest anything. Like, you're a new person every day. You're coming up with new ways to help people every day. You're making different amounts of money every day. You're spending the money, you're circulating it. And that's as simple as this is. Like, everything is intertwined. This stick is supporting this horrible crumpled piece of paper. You should see, there's a shovel here at my feet, stopping these stands from blowing over. Anyway, this is all you need to manifest money. The offer is really important. Again, there's that free course. You can just go get that. And also there's a free content course there as well to help you making content. And if you actually want help, what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description to book a call with me, and we can have a chat and see if your situation is one that I can help with. So if it is, great. If it's not, you got a free valuable coaching call. People just find these chats really give them a lot of clarity and direction. But only do that if you're serious. Don't try to take advantage of that. But yeah, this is all you need, guys. And if you want an even more in-depth video, you can look at this one here, because I've broken down literally the entire step-by-step process to building this business with a small YouTube channel. And that will also help you manifest money. So I'll see you over there. If not, I'll see you the next time I see you.